Jamie Chandray and Bill Moore held proof of the biggest cover-up in history. The documents detailed a secret committee called Majestic 12. But the real shock was why the committee was formed. The main document was a briefing for President-elect Eisenhower, November 18, 1952. The subject line, briefing document, Operation Majestic 12, prepared for President-elect Eisenhower, eyes only. On September 24, 1947, Truman signed Executive Order 092447. It created a special committee to handle all aspects of extraterrestrial interaction. 12 members, scientists, military leaders, intelligence officers, all with the highest security clearances, all sworn to absolute secrecy. The committee had three purposes: study recovered technology, develop strategies for future contact, and most importantly, keep the entire operation hidden from the public. The committee was a response to events that began in June 1947.
On 24 June 1947, a civilian pilot flying over the Cascade Mountains in the state of Washington observed 9 flying disc-shaped aircraft traveling in formation at a high rate of speed. Although this was not the first known sighting of such objects, it was the first to gain widespread attention in the public media.
Though they denied it at the time, the military had been seeing a lot of these objects.
Hundreds of reports of sightings of similar objects followed. Many of these came from highly credible military and civilian sources. These reports resulted in independent efforts by several different elements of the military to ascertain the nature and purpose of these objects in the interests of national defense.
Witness statements were confusing. Nobody knew what these things were. Then on July 7, 1947, an object crashed in the New Mexico desert. The official story? It was a weather balloon. That was a lie. The briefing described a craft of unknown origin, metallic, disc-shaped, about 30 feet wide, no visible seams or rivets, no visible propulsion system, made from a metal alloy they couldn't recognize. The report confirmed this was engineering beyond any country on Earth. But the craft was empty. But that changed a week later when they found 4 bodies.
Aerial reconnaissance discovered that 4 small human-like beings had apparently ejected from the craft at some point before it exploded. These had fallen to Earth about 2 miles east of the wreckage site.
4 bodies, about 4 feet tall. Humanoid, but definitely not human. Large heads, no hair, gray skin. 3 died on impact. The 4th survived the crash, but died shortly after. The military moved fast and created the infamous cover story.
A special scientific team took charge of removing these bodies for study. See Attachment C. The wreckage of the craft was also removed to several different locations. See Attachment B. Civilian and military witnesses in the area were debriefed, and news reporters were given the effective cover story that the object had been a misguided weather research balloon.
The scientific team, led by Dr. Detmer Bronk, called the beings extraterrestrial biological entities, EBEs. And Roswell wasn't an isolated incident. The briefing detailed a second crash.
On 06 December 1950, a second object, probably of similar origin, impacted the Earth at high speed in the El Indio Guerrero area of the Texas-Mexican border after following a long trajectory through the atmosphere.
The object was almost completely destroyed on impact. What remained went to the Atomic Energy Commission facility at Sandia, New Mexico. The briefing included the names of all living MJ-12 members, powerful figures in the military, scientific, and intelligence communities. But one name seemed out of place: Dr. Donald Menzel, America's most famous UFO skeptic, a man who spent his career explaining away every sighting as weather balloons, swamp gas, or natural phenomena. Having the country's biggest UFO debunker on the original committee proved that Operation Majestic 12 wasn't about discovery. It was about deception.